start right away. Okay, can I have the sharing rights, please? Okay, amazing. Thank you, Nitin. Great. So welcome to the third TM session that you will be attending, which is persona design. And this is usually the starting see it as the get process, right? We start doing the persona building and somewhat try to align with it, try to understand how persona design is created from the AI side and how we are planning to implement it within the regions, within the entities, right? Before we move on, I'll just introduce myself. Hello, my name is Shreya Sharma. I am the MCVP TM Select for ISEC in India. I'm also MC Manager TM for ISEC in Jordan. I am steering team for MXP. That's why I'm here as a FASI. And before this, I was also in the global support team for the innovation of membership as a program. And so I saw all the research happening, the kind of the creation process. I went through it myself, and it was very exhilarating, experience. I love it, and probably why I'm here also today. So again, I hope everyone is smiling because we need a lot of energy to keep going, because this space, we understand that MXP is already a bit confusing, being complicated, and now it will start simplifying, like we'll start untangling all the knots that we have about MXP. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Next, we move forward. So what to expect from this session? This is not going to tell you how to create persona, but it is going to help you understand how persona should be coming as an experience, and how in the end it should be created. So we will see the past, like how things used to happen in the past, and we will see how they will be implemented today or from the coming days. We will be thinking like a customer, keep ourselves in customer shoes, and see how a customer will perceive a brand of ISEC, which will help you understand how MXP is going to look like from a customer point of view. Third is we will understand the background and brainstorm along the ideas of how we should be implementing persona in our particular entities. And we will backpack we will keep all the things in one place so that we are ready to create persona for our entities in the next session in the coming days. And finally, be all ready to start the journey and be ready to implement it with our customers from the IC. Okay, so to start with, I have a very nice question. Now, I know it has been a long time, but do you remember how you were recruited in the organization? And I specifically want to think the day of your selection. Did you go for an interview? Did you go for a group discussion? How was it? And I want you to share. So we have 3 to 4 minutes. If you want to unmute, if you want to write, you can do that. And let's see how different recruitment processes used to happen in different entities. Okay, let's share.
Can I share?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was not that complex though, because I think in Bangladesh was like still very small at that time. And we had a very simple recruitment process. So I applied through a form and then went ahead for an interview. And the interview was taken directly by DMs. So it was taken by Luis, who is now in AI, right?
Right.
I think all the questions were very relatable to what I actually wanted to gain from an organization. Like I was looking for some place where I could develop my personal and professional skills. And ISEC was the place. And also I wanted to connect with people. And it being an international organization really pulled me to this organization. So I remember the interview, it had like a lot of situational questions. So I really enjoyed it. And the questions actually guided me to to look what I want to look for in this organization. So it was that simple, but still I enjoyed that small part of interview.
Thank you so much, Nish, for sharing. I was sold Prayog shares. I was sold the flyer and opportunity to work in a professional environment, and I went through group discussion and personal interview. Almost the same for me as well. I had the leader-less group discussion and the SRB with VP. Okay, Amazing. And I want you to keep sharing. But usually, I want you also to think about what used to happen in the selection process, especially when you were giving the interview, right? So particularly, I remember something which is I was asked about my skills, about what I like to do in daily life, just so that my personal skill development matches of that of some portfolio, right? So that I can be put in some portfolio. Now, when we look at what used to happen in the personas before, or let's say in the selection process before, we come to a conclusion, okay? And these are some points that will help you, I mean, try relate uh, about what used to happen, but also think about what happens in the entity right now. Okay, so what used to happen earlier, especially when I was being recruited or when I was recruiting, is we did not recruit members for their development. Even the talent planning that we used to do was based on what is the target for an organization, right? And that is how we used to think, okay, this is this number of members I want, and these are the skills that I'm looking for. But we did not necessarily recognize what should be the development for members, right? Second, we put them in different departments based on the competences that they have told you. So for example, if I'm giving my interview and I want to get recruited in ISEC, I would share my experience and I'd probably say, oh, I've been in some event, I have done some sales in a particular event. And the moment I say I've done sales in a particular event, can someone guess which department I would get? Any
OGV?
random guesses? Exactly. I was given OGV. That was on point. Just because I said that I have done sales before. So what is sales is basically a skill. And based on that skill, I was given that particular department, right? Going ahead, this completely might have worked for me or not. Can someone guess, did it work for me or not? Any random guesses? I'm just sharing my experience as well. Did the skill related allotment of department work for me or did not work for me? You can guess it. No, exactly. It did not work for me. I was given OGV and I had done sales before, but it didn't work for me in ISEC. And so obviously I was not developing as well. And then another point is that how we usually start feeling. Even I have felt that in the organization at one point of time, that I'm maybe not developing or I'm maybe feeling tired and I should rather do an internship. And if you see, especially the network in India, we are emphasized a lot on finding routes where we can be engaged in some sort of internship or where we can get money and not waste our time, especially when you hear about the parents, right? And then of course what happens is what is promised during the recruitment is not met with the members. When we go for recruitment campaigning, we basically tell them that, oh, you are going to have leadership skills, you are going to have, oh, global networking, but all we give to them is a very limited scope, which might or which might not work out for them, right? Now, when we look at the persona or when we limit it just to the skills, we as a talent management vice president or a talent management person, we are doing only a one-sided control, which is we are aware of what the organization needs, but we are not aware of what the member might be looking for exactly, right? Second thing, we choose to ruin the expectation settings which were made in the recruitment process that was happening in the starting, in the beginning of the year, because they had a different idea of ISEC, but what is happening in their journey is very different, right? Because it's all based on the skills. But we choose to ignore their experience. It can happen that even though I was good at sales, I might have given some other department which might have worked out for me or which I really wanted to experience, but I was not even asked, right? And I was just put in OGV because I had certain skills. But my experience was ignored because I wanted to learn maybe something else, but that was not taken into consideration. And fourth, we start treating our people as human resource, okay, which is the only thing that we do not want to do in ISEC. That's why it's called talent management, right? And fourth, of course, we choose to ignore their emotions, because when they start burning out, or when they start feeling restless with their development path, which is not matching to their needs, we this is the first thing that comes to our mind, that okay, let them go from the organization because they are not achieving their goals. But we never try to see what are the emotions that are underlying behind, right? And finally, we choose to become an organization that does not value its employees. Very easy to understand and very easy to comprehend, right? Now, if you are on the same board as me, you can also give me a thumbs up so that we can start moving forward and start seeing what is coming ahead. You can give me a thumbs up if so far you're able to understand everything. Okay, perfect. Amazing. Thank you, Anuka. Thank you, Alyssa. Okay, now finally, how we will conclude this whole thing is we deliberately, we choose to ignore an individual's need, which were the exact reason why they were attracted in the organization in the first place, right? We decided to recruit them on some basis, on some expectations. But when they're exactly in the organization for the same reasons which we told them in the recruitments, we are not meeting them, right? Now, what happens? Like, why do you think, why does this happen? Can someone give me a reason in the chat box? It would be great to hear from you. Why do you think this happens? Like, why do you think we start misaligning? We are so focused on exchange numbers. Yes, for sure. We focus too much on the output, right? But think from a customer's perspective also. What would be a thing for them which is maybe not meeting up because of the direction from AI 2020? Okay, right. Okay, now simple answer is because we don't know their why of join, right? When we started this session, we had this only one thing, which was we recruit them on a basis of skills. And they also tell us why they want to join us just because of the skills. But mostly, when we are joining in the organization, we don't even know what ISIC is or what ISIC does, right? And that is why we don't know their why of joining. They don't know that ISIC develops leadership, right? They don't know that, but they just know that, okay, I'm going to develop some skills and I'll do that. And that's why I'm joining the organization. And so the entire journey, which is lying ahead of them, is completely, it depends, right? It can go right, it can go bad, even if a member is spending the same amount of time in the same journeys. For some people, it might go very well, but for some people, it might not go too well, right? Now, I have a question for you. Given the present context, right, now that you have been in the organization for a year or two or three, what do you think? Okay, why would you want to join ISIC? And we can go to this link, which is menti.com, and put this code, which is 71207533. I will put this in the chat box as well, so that you can go. Okay, I think I'm done. Right. So we have Menti here, and I would love to hear from your about your responses. That why would you want to join ISIC? Don't think about your recruitment time. Just think of where you are today. Why now that you understand ISIC and what ISIC provides to you, why would you want to join ISIC now? Now that you understand the organization. So we already have two answers. First is personal development, international network. Amazing, perfect. Chef's kiss to that. What else? What could be the other reasons? The code is also written here, menti.com 71207533 if you are looking for it. Leadership, amazing. All good, perfect. What else? practical skills, strong network, right? Professional development, amazing. External impact, right? Global perspective, and I'm trying to look for the new words, so don't mind that. Networking, okay, perfect. Soft skills, right? Self-awareness, yeah, I think all the LDQs are really nice. So make friends, perfect. Professional experience, external, okay. Are we waiting for more responses? Let's wait for one more minute. Let's see. Okay, let me find. Corporate exposure, yes, amazing. Career building, finding strength, perfect. Okay. All right, amazing. So I think if you look at this whole board, there are 3 to 4 things which are very prominent, right? I will not answer them now, but we'll move forward from this menti.com to the slide itself, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so based on your responses, and now that you know ISEC, and now that you understand ISEC, you gave me reasons on why would you want to join ISEC. And trust me, those are the same reasons that I also have. Now, we understand that these are the reasons that will appeal to the customers, right? That will appeal to the members. And this is exactly what members will be learning once they join into the organization, or at least would be experiencing when they join the organization, right? So we can simplify because we are also one of them. So why people want to join ISEC is first, personal development. I think this was the first response that I got on menti.com. Second was leadership experience. A lot of people wrote leadership and experience and combine that. They have leadership experience. Third was global network, understanding how we get to interact with the internationals. And fourth one was the impact that ISEC creates on a global level, right? And now these 4 reasons why people want to join, because these are so prominent. Let's say when I was in the global support team, when I was doing my research with the youth, alumni, members, all of them gave us the same reasons that you did, which was we would want to join the organization only and only for these 4 reasons. So we thought, why don't we convert them into personas, right? If these are the 4 reasons that why people want to join the organization, let's convert them into personas, right? Now, you understand how these are created into personas, right? These are the exact reasons why people want to join. And so we will have a defined path for each one of them. Now, when we look at each persona's reason to apply, it's like this. Now, it's not a lot of content, I know, but we'll try to skim through it. You will also see this in your academies, in the output that has been shared in the previous call. You can read them in thoroughly like later, but you can skim through it quickly. So there are reasons to apply. We know why a person would apply for personal development. We know why a person would apply for leadership experience, for global network and impact, and so forth, so on and so forth, right? We know how to engage them because we are also the people who are looking for the similar skills. We know what we want, and so we know how the journey for a member who is going to join in the organization, how to engage them as well. And finally, we know how to help them advance in the organization. If we know a person is here for the personal development, we know how to we would know eventually, now that we have MXP, we would know eventually how to shape their experience in such a way that they are engaging and advancing. If someone is here for leadership experience, we will necessarily take the steps which are specifically for a person who wants to do leadership experience. For example, if I am looking for leadership experience, a reason to advance for me would be to become a team leader, because that gives me a direct opportunity to become a team leader, a leader. And that's why my leadership experience is getting fulfilled, right? If I'm looking for global networking, if I'm continuously given opportunities to go for national support teams, global support teams, or interact with IRs, let's say I'm in OGV, it will directly help me to have a reason on why I should be engaging and advancing. I will make sure that all my members, all my customers have a customized journey which will appeal to them based on these 4 personas. Now, if you are from an operational background, just see it as how you create personas for OGV. right? There are 3 personas, if I'm not wrong, because I'm not an OG in a very long time. But there are 3 personas, and based on 3 personas, there are all the projects available for them, right? Similarly, we will also design the members journey based on these 4 personas. Now, let's move forward. Now, for the next 15 minutes, you are not in ISEC. And these are probably only going to be the only 15 minutes when you are in ISEC, but you are not an ISECer, and you will be a customer. Okay. Now what we will be doing, some of you really like leadership experience as a reason to be in the organization. Some of you really like global networking. Some of you really like the personal development. So based on these 4 reasons that we had, we will be opening breakout rooms, and you will go to the specific reason and discuss with your partners. And I will tell you what to discuss. Let me just share this screen, the link with you. Okay, so I've shared the link, and let's see what's in the worksheet. All right, so here we are. This space is going to be a thinking hat. For the next 15 minutes, like I said, you are not going to be an ISECer. You are a customer who ISEC is eventually going to recruit. Right now, based on the reason that you like the most, that you think would appeal the most to a customer, go to that tab. So I have 4 tabs here. First one is the personal development, second is global network, third is leadership experience, and fourth is ISEC impact. Go to the tab that appeals the most to you. So for example, I love leadership experience, so I'm going to go here. And when you go here, you have 5 minutes for each block, which is first 5 minutes for transition, realization, and then advancement. And here I have also given to you how it's going to look like for a membership cycle, right? Just so that it can help you understand, okay, in which phase does a member do what, right? So I've mentioned that here. I've also mentioned the reasons to join, stay, and advance for each tab, so that you do not go haywire. Just understand what would be the reasons for these people. And you have to do a very simple thing. You have to write, as a customer or as a member experiencing this role, what would be your gains in different phases, and what would be your pains in different phases. Understood? If you have understood, give me a thumbs up.
Can you give us an example about the gain and pain of one stage?
Yes, of course. I think this link is not working. I'll just share this directly with you. Give me a minute. Let me see if everyone has edit access. Yes. I'm so sorry. I think the edit access was not working. You can reload and it will work if in case someone is not working. And I will explain once again. Right now, you are not in ISEC, right? For the next 15 minutes, you are not in ISEC. You are a youth, okay? You are a customer, right? And ISEC is going to probably recruit you. And now after, like, when you're in the transition period, you are getting recruited, right? You are a lead, you apply for the role, and then you get accepted, and then you get approved as a member. Then you realize your experience by going to talent engagement, performance development, and then you finish your role and then complete it by debriefing, and then advance or to the new role or become an alumni, right? So now when you are going through this experience as a member or as a customer, what would be your gains in each phase? Like, what is something which is going to help you, and what is something which is not going to help you when you're going through these experiences? Okay, if it is understood, please let me know.
Thank you.
All right, amazing. So Nitin, we can open the breakout rooms.
All the breakout rooms are open.
Okay, amazing. So in the breakout rooms, you will see personal development, leadership experience, global network, ISEC impact. Join the one which you relate to the most. and probably you would look for as a customer. And then you can go to the worksheet, have an output taker, and then you can mention this. Please join the breakout rooms. Thank you so much.
We can join any, right? Whatever we think is most.
Yeah,
Okay.
anyone,
Thank you.
the one you relate to the most.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If someone is still here, I would suggest them to go for Global Network and ISIC Impact because it has only one person each.
I think now it's mostly us that are here.
Okay, Karo and Prayog, can you also join?
Yeah, which one do you want us to join?
Okay,
Okay,
from my
I
side, I
think
just need to see how you go because I'm using my cell phone for now.
Nishit and Alisa also changed, so it's fine. I think they went to personal development and leadership experience, both of them.
Okay.
So at least we know that AP prioritizes personal development and leadership experience.
Yeah,
Right.
I think as you remember, ISIC impact is a bit, I don't know, not a vague, but then
Yeah.
Prayog, you're on mute. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I think the voice broke.
I was saying, like, when we join ISIC, we don't know the ISIC impact, right? It's a bit vaguely
Yeah.
worded. So that's why maybe they're choosing. Global network is, I don't know, they could, because of the internet, a lot of things are global already. The idea is like they don't understand what ISIC means when it's a global network. Like we can really work with the people and have such close connections. And I think that's one barrier we need to overcome when we sell it as a value position inside the business model. So yeah.
Even I Okay, people, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, I see a lot of smiles. So I hope you liked interaction with each other. Sad part was we did not have anything for global network and ISIC impact, but that's okay. And we have leadership experience almost done, which is very nice. And for personal development, we are almost there, but it's okay. Take your time to you can come back on the sheet later. It's always open for you for the rest of the term. But yes, let's come back to the session. I hope you liked it. Great. So let's summarize what happened in the when you were thinking as a customer, right? And when you were understanding the pains and gains for yourself, right? So first, it shaped, you understand, when you understand pains and gains, how to shape experience of your members. When you were putting the pains and gains, you were realizing, oh, this is how my member is going to go through each phase of the cycle, right? You understand how to recruit people and who the people who know exactly what they are looking for. So it's not like they are looking for a random skill and you say, hey, okay, just come and I'll put you in OGB. But you actually know that this person is looking for leadership experience, and no matter in which portfolio they are, we know how to provide them a good leadership experience journey, right? There's a perfect expectation setting from the beginning till the end of the experience, because you know exactly why this person chose to be in the organization and how to shape their experience one step at a time. And then finally, all your plans that you will be making, like when you will be going to the planning with your MCs, you will know how to have each project based on the membership experience, just because you know there are only going to be 4 personas, or if not these 4, a persona which is very relevant to your country. Now, let's say you are in a country or you are in an entity which does not relate to these 4 personas. What then? We will not terminate that, right? We will not terminate that reason. We will also make that a persona, but that will be a very local persona. So for example, can someone give me an example that I'm also thinking like what could be a possible persona for an entity which might not be related to these 4? Maybe career development. One could be that, right? It does not fit in the global personas that we have, maybe somewhat in personal development, but career development could be a possible persona, for example, right? But how does this happen? How do we make a persona for our entity? I would suggest you the same way in which these 4 global personas were created, but I will tell you a very simplified way. So it's just 4 steps. The first one is research. And when you research, do both qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is when you sit in interviews and talk to people directly, understand their perceptions. And quantitative is, let's say you give a survey out to your college students, to your ISEC like members, and then understand their experience. Do some research. What kind of persona would you be able to create? Make necessary questions and put that research to use, right? Secondly, synergy with marketing. Now that will help you understand how to promote that brand and value proposition during brand attraction and how to attract the personas towards your entity. Third is you doing the background check. Now, while we are sitting here in this phase or when we are in the RFS, understanding persona design, we are basically understanding the background of each persona and how each persona works, right? We are not learning how to make a persona. We're just understanding the backgrounds. And finally, we understand how to put everything together, which is having a global template or a template which you have created for your entity for each persona, and then send it out to LCs to recruit people. But I would suggest one thing, which is very, very, very important more than anything here, is if you are clear with how the journey is going to look like for a person, let's say who's looking for career development, that is how you're going to make a perfect persona. If anywhere you think that you are unsure about the journey of this person, like for example, if in some part, let's say a person who is looking for career development or the career development persona, their journey is not being clear, let's say in transformation phase or let's say in advanced phase, you need to rethink, you need to do more research. You cannot just give that persona out there, right? You need to do more research unless and until you're sure that, okay, this is going to be the journey exactly for this persona. Do not send it out, right? Because it's going to create problems again with the expectation setting. Now, when we do this correctly, this is an example of how a persona looks like, right? Now, people who are from the operations background, you must have seen these templates or you must have seen these personas, right? Don't worry if you are unable to read this all. This is a separate space which is going to happen by the end of the RFS, right? And it's going to continue till IC. So don't worry if you are unclear about this, but this is a template in which we calculate their demographics, their channel, how to reach them, what would be their values, their roles and experiences, their skills, their goals, and also frustration and motivation, right? This is how we would know that, okay, if we are looking for this persona, this is how the journey is going to look like because we understood the pains and the gains of each persona, right? Okay. Now, moving also, if you're unclear, do not worry. Okay, I am with you. Even I am also unclear because I'm here as Patsy and I'm an MCVP also. So don't worry, we'll do this together by the end of RFS. Now, moving forward, there is one more thing. Now, again, we go back to the same sheet, but this time what we are going to do is do individual reflection. We are going to put you in breakout rooms so that, let's say, if you are confused, you can discuss with other MCVPs about an idea, but brainstorm and put the experience with the new persona design and see how it would look like, right? So going to go on the sheet again, and I'm going to reveal a very beautiful tab from here, which I hid before, which is inputs. Okay, so how we are going to make it better? I have put your entities here. You can select your entity. So just think upon how do you think that using this way of persona, or having a persona defined or designed persona, is going to change your recruitment? And how is it going to change the membership experience in your entity? And in order to implement that change, who do you need to talk to, or who do you need to work with? For example, you need to talk with your whole MC team, you need to talk with the commission, you need to talk with LCPs, externals, whatever you think, right? Marketing, for example. But just go there, think about how it's going to change your recruitment, having a set persona, and how is it going to change the membership experience in your entity. Be positive, because it's going to be amazing if you start seeing it in a very highlight from today itself, right? And mention who do you need to talk with to make it happen. Nitin, our beautiful CC team, is here, so he will open the breakout room, and then again do the individual reflection. But in case you feel, oh, I need to talk to someone about this, feel free to talk to your breakout room peeps. Okay, Nitin, let's go. Final activity.
The breakout rooms are open.
Okay, I think everyone's back. So while you were brainstorming, or while you were thinking, I hope it gave you a lot more clarity about how to design a persona and how you are going to change your recruitment for the better, and then also change your membership experience. So for this session, it's just this. And I hope you took a valuable input with yourself. You took valuable learning about how to make a persona, or start thinking in that direction. And how will these personas work in membership experience? Finally, let's summarize. We understand the background. That's a spelling mistake, but background. We understand the background of how persona is going to, how it was created, and how it's going to help, and why it's necessary. Then we put ourselves in customer shoes today. We thought from a member's perspective about what will be good for them and what will be not, so that we can figure out necessary steps to reduce the pain and increase the gains, right? We understand how the journey is going to look like, because when you were designing how the recruitments are going to change, or how the membership experience is going to change because of this way of persona design, we understood how the journey is also going to look like in the future for the members who are going to be recruited under the personas. And then understand areas in which we need to work, and synergize in through understanding the gains, and also understanding the changes that are going to be implemented. So for this session, this is it. I hope you understood everything in the background of persona, and it will help you further as you go through the RFS, understand all the other sessions also. So thank you so much. And this is it. This is the identity of membership experience steering team. So I hope you enjoyed the session and learned a lot. Thank you so much. See you in the main room. Bye-bye.